What if I told you there are foods sitting in your pantry right now that will outlast you, your children, and possibly even your grandchildren? We're not talking about preservatives or chemicals. We're talking about real foods that, when stored properly, literally never expire. Not in 5 years. Not in 10 years. Not in 50 years. Never. Archaeologists have found 3,000-year-old honey in Egyptian tombs that's still perfectly edible. That's not a typo. 3,000 years. And honey isn't alone. There's a whole category of foods that defy time, spoilage, and expiration dates. In an era where food prices are skyrocketing, supply chains are fragile, and uncertainty is the new normal, knowing which foods last forever isn't just smart, it's essential. These aren't fancy freeze-dried meals that cost $50 per pouch. These are everyday staples you can buy at any grocery store for pennies on the dollar. Today, I'm breaking down the 10 absolute must-have foods that never expire, the science behind why they last forever, how to store them properly, and why every single one deserves a spot in your emergency pantry. Whether you're prepping for disasters, building long-term food security, or just want to stop throwing away expired food, this guide will change how you think about stockpiling. Let's dive into the foods that literally last forever. Number 1. Honey. Why honey never expires? Honey is the only food on planet Earth with a truly indefinite shelf life. Archaeologists discovered jars of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old, and they're still perfectly safe to eat. That's not folklore, that's science. The science behind honey's immortality: extremely low moisture content, less than 20% water. Bacteria and mold need moisture to grow. Honey's low water content makes it uninhabitable for microorganisms' high sugar concentration. Sugar is hygroscopic, absorbs moisture from air when sealed. Honey can't absorb moisture and stays preserved forever natural. Acidity, pH 3.2 to 4.5, creates an environment where bacteria can't survive, acts as a natural preservative, hydrogen peroxide production. Bees add an enzyme glucose oxidase that produces hydrogen peroxide. This gives honey natural antibacterial properties. What about crystallized honey? You might find honey that's hardened, crystallized, or turned cloudy. This is not spoilage, it's a natural process that happens over time, especially if stored in cold temperatures. How to fix crystallized honey. Place jar in warm, not boiling water for 10 to 15 minutes. Microwave in short 10-second bursts. Stirring between, gently heat on stovetop at low temperature. The honey returns to liquid form and is 100% safe to eat. Storage tips: store in airtight glass or ceramic container. Keep at room temperature P-24 degrees Celsius, P-75 degrees Fahrenheit. Avoid direct sunlight and humidity. Never refrigerate, causes crystallization. Ensure lid is tight, prevents moisture absorption. Why stockpile honey beyond being immortal? Honey provides quick energy, natural sugars, wound-healing properties, antibacterial, cough, suppressant. Proven effective natural sweetener, replaces sugar. Barter value in emergencies. Liquid gold. Stockpile recommendation: 10 to 20 pounds, 4 to 6 large jars per person. Number 2. SALTY. Salt lasts forever. Salt isn't technically a food, it's a mineral, sodium chloride mined from the earth or evaporated from seawater. Minerals don't expire ever. As long as you keep salt dry, it will last literally forever. Types of salt and their shelf life: pure salts, indefinite shelf life; sea salt, Himalayan pink salt; kosher salt, Celtic sea salt; iodized table salt. Shelf life: approximately 5 years. Iodine degrades over time after 5 years. Still safe but loses iodine benefits. Studies show iodine content drops significantly after 6 months. Storage requirements: salt is incredibly forgiving, but follow these tips for optimal longevity. Store in airtight container, prevents clumping from moisture. Keep in cool, dry location off the floor. Avoid flooding risk. If it clumps, it's still perfectly safe. Just break it up. Why stockpile salt? Essential uses beyond seasoning. Food preservation, curing meats, pickling vegetables. Electrolyte balance, critical during physical stress. Cleaning agent, scrubbing, deodorizing. First aid, saline solution, gargle for sore throat. Water softening and ice melting. Stockpile recommendation: 50 to 100 pounds, includes cooking plus preservation uses. Number 3. Sugar. Why sugar never spoils like salt? Sugar has an indefinite shelf life if kept away from moisture. Sugar is so inhospitable to bacteria that it's actually used as a preservative for other foods, jams, jellies, canned fruits. The science: low moisture content bacteria need water. Osmotic pressure: sugar pulls water from bacterial cells, killing them. Natural preservative properties, types, and longevity. Granulated white sugar. Indefinite powdered sugar. Indefinite may clump brown sugar. Indefinite hardens, but still safe. Raw turbinado sugar. Indefinite common issue. Hardening brown sugar and powdered sugar can harden over time. This is not spoilage, not a soften. Place a slice of bread in container overnight. Microwave with damp paper towel for 10 to 15 seconds. Add a marshmallow to the bag, absorbs moisture, storage tips: airtight. Moisture-proof container: opaque or dark location, light can cause discoloration, cool. Dry place: avoid humidity. Food-grade plastic buckets or glass jars work best. Why stockpile sugar? Quick energy source: pure carbohydrates, food preservation, jams, syrups, candied fruits. Morale boosters: sweet treats in tough times. Barter item: highly valuable in emergencies. Versatile ingredient: baking. Beverages: preserves. Stockpile recommendation: 50 to 100 pounds per year. Number 4. White rice. Why white rice lasts decades? White rice can last 30+ years when stored with oxygen absorbers in airtight containers. That's not a type of 30 years or more. White rice, not brown. Brown rice contains oils in the bran layer that go rancid. Shelf life: 6 to 12 months. White rice is milled, removing bran and germ in the oils. What's left is pure starch, extremely shelf-stable. The science: white rice lasts because low moisture content, no fats to oxidize, rancidity, sealed from oxygen, no aerobic bacteria, cool storage, slows any remaining degradation. Storage method critical for 30 years shelf life. Food grade. Plastic buckets, 5-gallon size oxygen absorbers, 2 to 3 per bucket. 2,000 to 3,000 cc capacity. Mylar bags inside buckets for double protection. Gamma seal lids, airtight, easy open, close, cool. Dark storage: basement, closet, pantry, not garage. In summer, temperature matters. Every 10 degrees Fahrenheit drop in temperature equals double the shelf. Life ideal: Y minus 70 degrees Fahrenheit, Y minus 21 degrees Celsius. Avoid freezing temperatures, damages grain structure. Why? Stockpile rice: calorie dense, approximately 1,650 calories per pound. Versatile: pairs with everything, easy to prepare, water plus heat. Culturally universal, won't bore you, affordable, 40 cents to 0.60 per pound. Bulk stockpile recommendation: 300 to 400 pounds per person per year. Number 5. Dried beans and legumes. Why dried beans last 30 years properly? Stored dried beans have a shelf life of 30 years, comparable to white rice. The older they get, the longer they take to cook, but they remain nutritionally viable and safe to eat indefinitely. Best varieties for long-term storage: black beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, navy beans, chickpeas, garbanzo beans. Lentils cook fastest. Split peas: the aging process, years 1 to 10, perfect texture. Normal cooking time, years 10 to 20, slightly longer cooking. Still excellent, years 20 to 30 plus. Much longer cooking, soaking required, but still safe and nutritious. Tip: older beans may need overnight soaking, 1 to 4 hours. Pressure cooking speeds up process significantly. Baking soda added to water helps soften tough beans. Storage method: same as white rice. Food grade buckets with oxygen absorbers. LR bags for extra protection. Cool, dark, dry location. Label with date for rotation. Why stockpile beans? Plant-based protein: 15 grams per cup cooked complete. Protein when combined with rice. All essential amino acids, fiber-rich, digestive health. Incredibly cheap. Ling, T-shirt Danar Ling, pound, bulk. Versatile soups, stews. Stockpile recommendation: 100 to 150 pounds per person per year. Number 6. Vinegar. Why vinegar never expires? Vinegar is self-preserving thanks to its high acidity. According to the Vinegar Institute, vinegar has an almost indefinite shelf life. Types and longevity: white distilled vinegar, indefinite, strongest. Most stable: apple cider vinegar. Decades may develop sediments, still safe. Balsamic vinegar, years to decades. Rice vinegar, years if unseasoned. Wine vinegar, years. What about cloudiness? Over time, vinegar may develop. Cloudy appearance, harmless sediment, mother formation, beneficial bacteria, culture good. Color changes, normal aging, all are safe. Simply strain if desired and continue using. Storage tightly sealed bottle, room temperature, no refrigeration needed. Away from direct heat, doesn't spoil. But heat can affect flavor. Why stockpile vinegar beyond cooking? Food preservation, pickling vegetables, fruits, cleaning agent, disinfectant, deodorizer, health remedies, apple cider vinegar for digestion, weed. Killer gardening, use laundry additive, fabric softener, alternative stockpile. Recommendation: 5 to 10 gallons, multiple types. Number 7. Pure vanilla extract. Why vanilla extract never expires. Pure vanilla extract, not imitation, lasts indefinitely because high alcohol content, 35% plus alcohol, acts as preservative. Vanilla compounds are stable in alcohol solution over time. Flavor may actually deepen and improve. Important: this applies only to pure vanilla extract. Imitation vanilla, made from vanilla, not vanilla beans, has a shelf life of only 6 to 12 months. Storage: cool, dark cabinet, tightly sealed bottle. Avoid heat and light, degrades flavor compounds. Why stockpile vanilla extract? Baking essential, cakes, cookies, desserts, flavor enhancer, even savory dishes. Homemade extracts. If you have pure extract and vodka, you can make more. Barter value, luxury item and emergency stockpile. Recommendation: 5 to 10 large bottles, 16 to 32 A's each. Number 8. Cornstarch. Why cornstarch never expires? Cornstarch is pure starch, extracted from corn kernels, a powdered ingredient that never loses potency or expires. The only risk? Absorbing flavors, odors from nearby items, or getting wet. Storage: airtight container, cool, dry location, away from strong-smelling items, absorbs odors easily. If it gets wet equals mold, risk, throw it out. Uses beyond cooking, practical applications: thickening agent, soups, sauces, gravies, baking ingredient, improves texture. Homemade deodorant, absorbs moisture. Dry shampoo, absorbs oil. Chafing powder, prevents skin irritation. Window cleaning, streak-free, shine stockpile. Recommendation: 10 to 20 pounds. Number 9. Baking soda. Why baking soda lasts forever? Baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, is a chemical compound, not organic matter, so it doesn't expire or spoil. What can happen? Loses leavening power over time if exposed to moisture, air. Absorbs odors, which is why it works as deodorizer. Test if it's still active. Mix 2 TSP vinegar plus 1/4 TSP baking soda. If it bubbles vigorously, it's still good for baking. Storage: airtight container, dry location, even if clumped. Still usable for cleaning, deodorizing. Why stockpile baking soda? Incredibly versatile. Leavening agent, bread, biscuits, cakes, antacid, heartburn relief, cleaning agent, scrubbing, deodorizing. Fire extinguisher, small grease fires, toothpaste, mix with water, minor. Burn treatment, paste form. Stockpile. Recommendation: 25 to 50 pounds. Number 10. Hard liquor. Vodka, whiskey, rum. Why hard alcohol never expires? Unopened bottles of distilled spirits, 80 proof, last indefinitely. The high alcohol content prevents any bacterial growth. Types that last forever: vodka, whiskey, bourbon, rum, gin, tequila, brandy. Note: open bottles are still safe indefinitely, though flavor may change slightly as alcohol evaporates. What doesn't last? Creme liqueurs, Bailey's, Kahlua. Expire in EDR years. Why stockpile hard liquor? Survival uses: disinfectant, high-proof alcohol, kills bacteria, fire starter, emergency situations, solvent, cleaning, extraction, medical uses, sterilizing instruments, pain relief, not recommended, but historical use. Barter value: extremely high in emergencies. Morale booster, psychological comfort, cooking ingredient, vanilla extract. Tinctures: storage, upright position, prevents cork degradation. Cool. Dark location, away from heat sources. Stockpile. Recommendation: 10 to 20 bottles, variety of types. Bonus foods with almost forever shelf life. These don't quite make, never expires, but last 10 to 30 plus years. Pure maple syrup, unopened, shelf life, indefinite, unopened once. Opened, refrigerate, prevents mold if mold appears. Boil, skim, rebottle, still safe. Dried pasta, white, not whole wheat, shelf life. 10 to 30 years properly stored whole wheat pasta. Only 1 to 2 years oils go rancid. Store in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers. Instant coffee shelf life. 20 plus years freeze-dried, must be kept completely dry. Flavor degrades, but remains safe. And caffeinated powdered milk non-fat shelf life. 15 to 20 years. Number 10, cans. Unopened whole milk powder. Only 2 to 5 years fats go rancid. Store in cool, dark location. Popcorn kernels shelf life. Indefinite if kept dry. May lose moisture over time. Equals harder to pop. Store in airtight containers. Soy sauce shelf life decades. High sodium plus fermentation. May darken over time, but remains safe. Store at room temperature. Bouillon cube shelf life. Years to decades. Dehydrated keep. Dry to prevent clumping. Chicken, beef, vegetable oil. Last. Storage principles for maximum longevity. The 4 enemies of food storage. 1. Heat accelerates chemical breakdown. Doubles degradation rate for every 10 degrees Fahrenheit increase. Solution. Store in cool basement closet. Why -70 degrees Fahrenheit ideal? A. Light breaks down vitamins and nutrients, causes discoloration. Solution. Dark storage inside cabinets. Opaque containers. 3. Moisture enables mold and bacterial growth. Causes clumping. Salt, sugar. Solution. Airtight containers. Low humidity environment. 4. Oxygen causes oxidation. Rancidity enables aerobic bacteria. Solution. Oxygen absorbers. Vacuum sealing. Mylar bags best. Storage containers. Food grade buckets. 5-gallon size. Holds 25 to 35 pounds depending on food. Gamma seal lids airtight. Easy access. Stack efficiently. Mylar bags. Oxygen barrier, light barrier. Place inside buckets for double protection. Add oxygen absorbers before sealing. Glass jars. Mason jars for smaller quantities. Excellent for honey, sugar. Salt. See through label. Contents clearly. Number 10, cans. Commercial food storage. Standard ultimate protection. Hard to open. Need can opener. Oxygen absorbers. The secret weapon. What they do: remove oxygen from sealed containers. Prevent oxidation and aerobic bacteria. Extend shelf life dramatically. Years gives decades. How to use: place 1, 2, 3 absorbers per container depending on size. Seal immediately after adding. They activate when exposed to air. Use within 30 minutes of opening. Package sizes: 300 cc. Small jars, quart or smaller, 500 to 1000 cc. Gallon jars. Medium containers, 2000 to 3000 cc. 5-gallon buckets. The strategy: start small, think big. You don't need to stockpile 500 pounds of rice and beans overnight. Start with 1 month's supply, then build to 3 months, then 6 months, then a year or more. The 10 Forever Foods Priority List. Tier 1 by first: honey 10 to 20 pounds, salt 25 to 50 pounds, sugar 25 to 50 pounds, white rice 50 to 100 pounds. Tier 2 build out: 5. Dried beans 25 to 50 pounds, variety 6. Vinegar 2 to 5 gallons, mixed types 7. Baking soda 10 to 25 pounds, tier 3. Complete collection 8. Vanilla extract 3 to 5 bottles 9. Cornstarch 5 to 10 pounds 10. Hard liquor 5 to 10 bottles, variety investment breakdown. Tier 1 tilde $150 to $250. Tier 2 tilde $100 to $150. Tier 3 tilde $100 to $200. Total tilde $350 to $600 for complete Forever Food stockpile. That's less than most people spend on coffee in a year, yet it provides food security for years. Decades peace of mind. Inflation hedge. Prices only go up. Emergency preparedness beyond food. What else you need? Water. Storage 1 gallon per person per day minimum. Can opener multiple manual ones. Cooking fuel, propane, charcoal, firewood, cookware, pots, pans, Dutch oven. Fire starting. Matches, lighters. Ferro rods. The mindset shift. Stockpiling isn't paranoia, it's practical preparedness. Our grandparents did this routinely. They understood that prices always increase. Buying now saves money later. Supply chains can fail. Natural disasters. Strikes, shortages, self-reliance builds confidence. You're not dependent on just-in-time delivery. Final thoughts. These 10 foods literally outlast lifetimes. While the packaging might degrade, The food inside, when stored properly, remains safe, nutritious, and edible for decades or even centuries. Start building your eternal pantry today. Buy one item this week, add another next month. Within a year, you'll have a stockpile that provides genuine security and peace of mind. Remember, the best time to prepare was yesterday. The second best time is right now. Stock these 10 foods, store them properly, and sleep better knowing you've got food security that lasts forever.